so happy we alive.
Democracy is...
Well, I think that the media are the most powerful institutions on earth.
And how do you see it happening?
As I said in the speech, more powerful than any bomb, than any missile. The Pentagon has deployed the U.S. media. It is a weapon. It is a tool, but it's a tool for change. And I don't know the solutions to problems.
I mean, do you believe there's a solution?
Yes.
You think things are going to get better?
Yes. I think that we cannot afford war in the 21st century. And if people saw the effects of war, babies dead on the ground, women with their legs blown off from cluster bombs, I think they would say, no, we cannot afford this. I think Americans are compassionate people. They care. But if they don't see, well, then they can't know. And I think solutions come out of discussion, debate, dialogue. That's what the media should provide.
But
come out of discussion, debate, dialogue. That's what the media should provide.
But is there anything that you've been exposed to where you can say, okay, here's the outcome, is a globe of people living in peace, having national, international institutions?
I think we have to come up with our own solutions. I think whole populations, communities do. The answer is not to lay down another solution. It is for people to come up with their own solutions. That's when it counts, when it is a part of them, when it is homegrown. But you can't do that based on impartial or wrong, or rather partial or wrong information. You have to know what's going on to make decisions.
Okay, totally. You know that in Australia right now, some Australian woman is threatened to be put to death in Indonesia, the Far East, one of those real friendly places you like to visit, I understand. You're aware of this, that she is supposedly smuggled marijuana into Indonesia, and now she's supposed to face a firing squad.
I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about, but
you haven't
I'm
heard that
against the
story?
death penalty.
Okay, it was on CNN this morning.
Huh.
This Australian apparently smuggled some marijuana into Indonesia. Now she's up to face a firing squad. They're having her trial.
Huh.
Okay, now do you not think that the benign or relatively, is there any benign power in the world that should go in and take out these backward thinking people?
Well, I can't comment on a story I don't really know about.
I see.
But I'd like to get more information on it.
Okay. Well, let me just say this. What do you think about marijuana decriminalization?
I think that there has to be an honest discussion, and that's what the media has to provide. I mean, politicians are so afraid of this.
Yeah.
I come from New York, and there tens of thousands of people are in prison for non-violent drug offenses. These are very frightening times. They've been put away for decades under what's known as the Rockefeller drug laws. They haven't been changed. And you look at who is in jail. You look at the color of the people in jail. You look at the fact that they are poor. This is simply being used as a way to imprison populations. And that all has to be challenged, and we have to have an open discussion about it.
And I've had several naive thoughts. One was that when Russia...
That what is called the drug war is often used as simply a way to funnel money into repressive militaries, and is not actually lessening people's dependence on drugs. That's not the motivation.
Oh.
That's for sure.
We agree on that. Listen, I know you need to go, and it's kind of a funny thing.
Sticker here. That's on
Up at the Honolulu Creek place there, yeah.
Yeah, Honolulu Creek. Now this is in Alaska.
Well, that was our old mining claim up there, you know, that we had. So we had to go up there and work that claim every year, you know. So we would go up there and camp out and spend time there. And
You go fishing there, right?
yeah, oh yeah, the fishing was great there. And
Did you ever find any gold there?
oh yeah, there's gold there. There's plenty of gold there for anybody that could work enough to get it. But, you know, the state doesn't let you work anyway, so, you know, that's all pretty much protected area because of the fish. I mean, you can't mine there or anything like that, except in very, very small portions. You know, like so many yards per year. is all you could move, and it's very, very. They brought in a bottle of tequila.
A bottle of tequila.
The cabin was, pretty small, about 10 by 14, and there was probably 7 or 8 people sleeping on the floor downstairs, and a couple more up in a loft, and wood campfire and standard Alaska bush type stuff. You're out in the woods, and you got your cabin and your stove and that sort of stuff. So I guess what happened, I don't know. I mean, it was a pretty minor incident in reality, but it grew to catastrophic proportions because we'd seen a bear out there. In fact, there was a pretty big grizz running around out there. Not as much anymore, but people do a lot of stupid things with bears.
And do they get eaten or not? Just tell me. Sometimes there was a guy out there. Yes, I remember the guy. He was quite a splash on the internet, wasn't he? The guy that loved bears, and he went out there and lived with those tame bears that eat salmon out in King Salmon, Alaska. Yeah, right.
And, near the.
He was filming the bears.
Yes,
he and his girlfriend.
That's right? Correct. And he got filmed while he was being eaten.
Oh my!
Recorded his own demise.
Wow.
Playing like that, and then the next thing you know, I was going like this, and I felt like I was swimming, and I landed right on top of the pile of workers. Worker bees for the cabin who were down below. Mattresses, and I went bouncing up in the air. And
each group, because of the people that push and try to promote marijuana to younger people, they're not politically active. So I think this is the main reason why the marijuana issue is not getting very far, is because the people who use it the most don't vote, or they're involved in things that young people have not become seriously involved in. And they're doing too many things, just enjoying themselves being young adults, and they haven't learned about politics and how it plays what the role it plays in their lives. Now, as older people understand the medical benefits of marijuana, and you see more elderly people or middle-aged people wanting to use marijuana as part of their medical care, I think you will see a change in the opinion, because these people do contribute donations to political campaigns as well as
marijuana eradication program, which is virtually everywhere in the USA. Wherever there's a marijuana eradication program, there are what's called unintended consequences. Taxpayers are paying for that marijuana eradication program and not knowing what all they receive from it, because as far as I can tell, there is not one in the whole country, there's not one program review that is an audit. It's a high-power audit that looks at what we purchased with our tax money. Certainly they spent money on undercover officers and helicopters and dogs and all kinds of things. But did they get unintended consequences such as poverty and methamphetamine abuse? I say yes, that they did, and we did. Here on the Big Island, it's easier for me to measure because I'm here and I pay attention to this. But my claim is that on the mainland, in every jurisdiction, in Louisville, wherever you're watching this program, that it's likely that your jurisdiction is suffering poverty and hard drug abuse because of the lack of cannabis in the culture. So, I mean, my point, Patrick, and to everybody watching this, is that marijuana prohibition causes a host of troubles in every community where it's presented and where it's performed. Now, it's been ongoing since the Nixon administration, really, which recreated the war on drugs and the war on cannabis in the early